Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video today is going to be a very chill video. I'm going to be doing a review on the CoverGirl 3-in-1 foundation. I am in my pajamas, my hair is not done, I just woke up and I thought what better time to film this video than when I look like a zombie. So this video is just going to be me applying the foundation, showing you how it works on my skin, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. I've already been using this foundation for a month now, so I have a really good feel of how this foundation works. And it's not going to be one of those videos where I'm going to show you me applying it and then show you it in 3 hours and then 5 hours and then 8 hours. Because I've already used it, I know how it's going to work. I know how it's going to be in 3 hours and 5 hours. So I decided that I'm just going to tell you after I apply it how it's been holding up for this past month and how it holds up throughout the day. And I'm going to be answering some of the basic questions that we all want answered when we're looking for a foundation. By the way, this lighter right here, I can see it behind the mirror. I don't smoke. This is because I have a bunch of candles here, and every time I need a lighter, I can never find one to light them. So that's what that is. Alright, so let's get started. So before I get started, I just clip my hair back because I do not like my hair in my face while I do my foundation. So again, the foundation I'm going to be reviewing is the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation with SPF 20. So this is just what it looks like. My color is in buff beige, so number 925. And I'm going to read the information that the CoverGirl website gives me and the information that the back of the foundation bottle gives me. So the back of the bottle says, lasting power of a primer, coverage of a concealer, and blendability of a foundation in one, shine free. So on the website, basically, it says, a all-in-one foundation with a long-lasting formula that fuses primer, concealer, and foundation in one easy step. The 3-in-1 formula provides a flawless look that lasts all day long. So what it claims to do is all day long wear foundation. It has a primer, concealer, and a foundation all put into this bottle. It's smooth with a flawless finish, and the foundation has SPF of 20. So the website claims to do a lot of good things that I look for in a foundation. So basically, what it's saying is you're not going to need a primer, you're not going to need a concealer, you're just going to need this one bottle. So I'm not going to be putting a primer on, and I'm not going to be using a concealer when I apply this. So I'm going to show you how it works. So I zoomed you guys in a little bit closer so you can actually see my skin. I do have discoloration around my eyelids, and I do have really bad under eye circles. I do have breakouts and discolorations on the side of my cheek and also around my mouth area. So I'm going to show you how well this foundation does cover up, if it does, and let's go ahead. So I really like that this foundation comes with a pump. It's really sanitary, and not many drugstore foundations do come with a pump, and it does lock. So I'm going to just put some on the back of my hand, and I'm going to squirt about half a pump. So I just put that much. So I'm going to be using my Real Techniques buffing brush. This is my favorite foundation brush of the moment, and I think it works absolutely amazing with this foundation. So I'm going to work in sections because this kind of dries a little bit fast. So I'm just going to take a bit. I'm just going to take a little bit on my brush, and I'm just going to pop it on my cheek, and I'm just going to blend it out. So I am going to need another pump, and I'm going to do half a pump again. You don't really need a lot of this foundation. A little bit goes such a long way. So I used about one full pump for my full face. As you can see, it didn't cover up my under eye circles that well because I didn't really focus on my eyes that much. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more, and I'm going to use it as a concealer. So just going to squirt a little bit on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to go in with my finger. I'm going to apply it to my under eye circles. Okay. So now that I concealed my under eye circles, I'm gonna just spot on wherever I see a little breakout still, and I'm just gonna put a little bit again, and I'm just gonna Okay, so I'm done covering up my under eye circles and my pimples, and just my whole foundation is done. I'm going to see if I can zoom it in a little bit closer so you can see how it looks. Okay, so these are what my eyes look like. I can still see my under eye circles, not as much as I would without using a concealer, but it does cover them, but not to my preference. I still would use a concealer under this. It just depends how dark your under eye circles are. I was blessed with really bad under eye circles, so to my preference, I would still use a concealer. On the sides of my face, it did cover up my discoloration a lot, but you can still see right here my breakout, and what it did do was usually when my breakouts are going away, they do tend to get dry, so the foundation did a little bit cling to that one spot, but nothing that I can't handle. So for number one that I love about this foundation is the packaging. I love that it comes with a lock pump, so that way if you take it anywhere with you, it's not going to spill over all of your makeup or anything in your makeup bag. So for primer, this foundation does last all day. When I go out and I know I'm going to be out at school and then I have work after, I use this foundation and it does not budge. It does not settle into any fine lines on my face, and it doesn't crease anywhere. I do not get oily throughout the day. I never have to touch up my foundation or touch it up with powder, and which is something that's amazing for me because I have really, really oily skin, and I usually have to powder my face after I apply my foundation. But with this, because it is more of a dry formula foundation, it already has a powder finish, and I don't need to apply the powder, which is something that I really do like. And as for concealer, the concealer is the only thing that I would give a thumbs down to. For me personally, I have really dark under eye circles, and that will be something that I'm gonna need a different concealer for. I need to use a type of salmon or peach concealer to correct my under eye circles because they are so dark. But for people with just very, very little of a dark under eye circle, this foundation will definitely cover it up. But for me personally, I still like to use another concealer under my eyes. As for covering up pimples and dark spots, this foundation does do the job. All I can say about it is if you do not put a moisturizer under your foundation and you have any breakouts or dry skin, it will cling to it. That I've noticed. One of my pimples, when any of my pimples are going away, they start to dry out, and the foundation does cling to it. But if I do put a moisturizer under it, it won't cling. It'll just look like my natural skin, and it doesn't cling, which is something that I do like. The foundation does come in, I believe, 14 or 15 shades, which is amazing because you don't really see a lot of shades at the drugstore. So if you have very fair skin or very dark skin, you will find a shade for you, especially for those of us who are in between the spectrum. We will find a shade for us as well. They're not too pink of an undertone, and they're not too yellow. You will find your shade. Trust me, I have a very hard time finding my shade because I do have redness where my breakouts are, but I have a very olive undertone. So for me, foundations always look either too pink on me, or they look way too yellow on me and they don't help even out my skin tone. But this foundation does even out your skin tone, and it's such a perfect match. I've never been able to find a foundation that matches my skin perfectly, and this little baby has done the trick for me. For the SPF part, this doesn't leave a white forecast on your face if you are taking pictures with flash photography. Pictures taken of me with this foundation on, and it doesn't leave a white cast, which is something really good because we don't want that white forecast on our face when we are taking pictures. So also, when you have your bronzer and your blush on and all that stuff on top of your face, this makes it last so much longer. Usually my blush throughout the day will start to fade and it wouldn't even look like I even ever applied it. But with this foundation, it literally lasts all day, and that's something that I freaking adore because I'm a blush fanatic. I love my blush. My blush needs to be on and it needs to be staying there all day long. This foundation will keep it there all day long. It locks it in. So if you are a blush fanatic like me, you don't need to worry about it fading away. All in all, I do give an A+ to this foundation. I really do love it. I got mine at Walmart, and mine was on sale for, I believe it was like $10 or something. I think this originally goes for $12 in Canada, but I did get it on sale, and I also had a coupon for CoverGirl, so I decided why not try it out because I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. And trust me, you will not be disappointed with this foundation. It is so amazing. You definitely need to try it out if you have oily skin. You will love this. For those of you with dry skin, as I said, I do not have dry skin, but I know it does cling to my breakouts if they are dry. So those of you that have dry skin and have been loving this foundation, leave a comment below and let the others know that it does work for you, so that way they can go try it out. But for my personal preference, I would just say put a moisturizer under your foundation and it will not cling to your dry patches. So all in all, this is a great foundation. I highly recommend it for those of us who have oily skin. Again, if you have dry skin, moisturize and you will love this foundation. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you in my next video. Bye!